Some people cry when they sign the divorce papers. I did not cry. I did not shake. I did not hesitate. I just put the pen to paper and signed my name. For the first time in almost a year, I felt like I could actually breathe. My name is Sarah. I was married for 11 years to a man I loved with every part of me, and on a Tuesday afternoon in October, I walked into his office to bring him lunch. The world I knew disappeared in seconds. But first, I need you to understand who I was before. Daniel and I met in college. He was 22, with a smile that disarmed anyone. His ambition was something I deeply admired. We got married at 26. Our ceremony was small and intimate, exactly the way I wanted it. I remember looking at him at the altar and thinking, this is the man I will grow old with. We built our life together through hard work. I worked as a project manager at a tech company. He climbed quickly through the corporate finance world. In 2018, we bought our house. 3 bedrooms, a backyard, the porch I had dreamed about since I was a little girl. We talked about children. Not yet, but soon. From the outside, we were the couple everyone admired. Friends said we made them envious. His family treated me like a daughter, and mine loved Daniel like he was blood. On the inside, I was starting to feel something slipping through my fingers. The signs were there. I just did not want to see them. The work trips that used to be 2 a year became 5, 6, 7. The late nights at the office turned into 3 times a week. His phone now went to the bathroom with him. It sat face down on the table and charged in the car instead of inside. I asked once. Just once. Are you okay? Are we okay? He looked me in the eyes, smiled and said, we have never been better, Sarah. I believed him. Because when you truly love someone, you want to believe. I was a wife who trusted her husband. It took me a long time to learn the difference. It was a Tuesday, October 14th. I had left work early because a meeting was canceled. I decided to surprise him with the sandwiches he loved. I was excited. It felt like a small gesture we needed. A good surprise. A reminder that we still chose each other. I walked into his building and waved at the receptionist who already knew me. I took the elevator to the 12th floor. His assistant was not at her desk. The hallway was quiet. His office door was slightly open. I heard his voice before I walked in. He was laughing. That specific, relaxed laugh I had not heard at home in months. I pushed the door open. Daniel was sitting in his chair. And Melissa, his colleague, the woman I had embraced at 3 company holiday parties, was sitting on his lap. His hands were on her waist. Their faces were inches apart. Time stopped. They both turned at the same time when the door opened. She jumped up instantly. Daniel went pale. I could not speak. The words would not come. What is this? My voice came out low and strange. Daniel, what is happening here? She stood in the corner of the office with her head down. She did not say a single word. He stood up and took a step toward me. Do not. I stepped back. Do not come near me. How long? How long, Daniel? He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. He did not answer. That refusal was more devastating than anything he could have said. I placed the bag on the floor at the entrance of the office, and I left. I did not run. I walked slowly to the elevator. I got to my car and sat down. I put my hands on the steering wheel. I stayed like that for 40 minutes without being able to move. I did not cry. I did not call anyone. I just sat there while the parking lot emptied and the afternoon turned dark. Something inside me rearranged itself. When I finally drove away, I was no longer the same person. I was something else. I did not know the name of that something yet, but it knew exactly what it needed to do. I got home before him. I did not turn on any lights. I sat on the couch in the dark and stared out the window at the empty street. My heart was broken. It was a physical pain, the kind that lives in your chest and makes it hard to breathe. 11 years of memories played through me in that darkness. I heard his car pull into the garage at 9. His footsteps. The key in the lock. He turned on the living room light and saw me sitting there. Sarah, you do not need to turn on any more lights. Sit down. He sat across from me. He looked smaller than I had ever seen him. I do not even know where to start. Then do not start. Just answer one thing. How long? Too long. 8 months. 8 months ago was February, our wedding anniversary. We had gone out to dinner. He had given me flowers. In February, you gave me flowers for our anniversary. He did not answer. All right. I am going to sleep. Do not wake me. Sarah, please. It was a mistake. We have 11 years. You do not throw 11 years away like this. You threw them away. Not me. Good night, Daniel. I went to the bedroom and closed the door. I lay down in the clothes I was wearing and stared at the ceiling until dawn. I did not sleep a single minute. And it was during that night that I made the coldest and clearest decision of my life. I was not leaving with anything less than everything that was mine, and he was not going to see me coming, too. The next morning, I called Patricia. She was a divorce attorney with 15 years of experience, known for not losing. She saw me that same day and listened without interrupting. When I finished, she said 3 things. First, do not leave the house. Whoever leaves loses ground. Second, do not confront. Do not threaten. Do not show anything. Third, do not touch the shared accounts yet. What do I do then? I asked. You document. You protect yourself. And you wait. It was the most important conversation of my life. I went home. Daniel was working from home, tense, watching me. I made coffee, sat at the table, and started working like it was a normal day. He did not know what to do with that. And that confusion of his was exactly where I needed him to be. In the first week, I hired a private investigator. In the third week, he handed me the first report. I read it in the car, parked alone in front of a store. What I found was proof of a parallel life built while sleeping by my side. 6 hotel stays in 8 months. 2 out of town, 4 right here, less than 15 minutes from our house. Expensive restaurants, wines, experiences he had never given me in years. And then I saw the necklace. I had pointed out that exact piece in a store window 6 months before and said it was beautiful. He bought it, just not for me. A weekend trip in August. He told me it was a work conference. I stayed home, happy that he was advancing in his career. I closed the report and stared at nothing for a long time. I did not cry in the car. I cried at home, in the shower, with the hot water turned all the way up, alone. That was the only moment I let the pain take over completely. I cried in a way I had never cried in my life. The kind that comes from deep inside and makes your throat ache. I allowed myself that for 30 minutes. Then I turned off the water, dried off, and looked at myself in the mirror. I said to my own reflection, "It is over, never again," and I meant every word, and I meant. The weeks that followed were precise and deliberate. I opened a bank account in my name at a different institution. Small deposits, regularly, completely within my rights. I updated my resume and applied for a senior position across town. Better salary, new environment, a fresh start. In the 6th week, I received the offer and accepted immediately. Daniel knew nothing. At night, while he attempted normalcy and asked about my day, I stayed on my side of the bed with my laptop, building my exit. There were nights the pain came back in full force. That constant ache of someone let down by someone they trusted completely. I would look at him and think, 11 years. I gave you 11 years. And then I would remember the report, the photos, the necklace, and the sadness turned into determination. Every single time. On day 50, my attorney told me we had enough. On day 60, we began the property valuation process. On day 70, My doctor told me my blood pressure was high. On day 89, I called my sister and told her everything. She was silent for a long time. Then she said, "Sarah, I felt something was wrong." She cried. I did not. I had no more tears left for Daniel. On day 90, I woke up before him. I made coffee and set the table like any normal morning, and placed the legal documents in front of him. He looked at the envelope. Then he looked at me. "What is this? Open it." He opened it slowly, read the first page. His face changed in a way I will never forget. It was like watching someone realize the floor had disappeared beneath their feet. "Sarah, everything is explained in there. Wait." He stood up. "You cannot do this. We have 11 years, Sarah. You do not throw 11 years away just like that. You threw them away. Not me. I ended things with her. It is over. You can check my phone. You can check everything. I do not need to check anything anymore, Daniel. I love you." His voice broke. I know I do not deserve to say that right now, but it is true. I would do anything to make this right. You would do anything, I repeated slowly. You went to those hotels while I stayed home. You bought the piece of jewelry I said was beautiful and gave it to her. You took a full weekend away and told me it was work, while I stayed home sending you messages asking if you had arrived safely. So do not tell me what you would do. I already know what you did. He stood there without words for the first time in 11 years. Get legal representation, Daniel. It will be easier for both of us. I picked up my bag, my coat, and my keys, and I walked out of that house for the last time as his wife. What came next was predictable, at least to me. He got a lawyer. My attorney resolved it in one meeting. He sent me many messages, first asking to talk, then pleading. I stopped responding after the 12th message. He showed up at my sister's house twice. She did not open the door. The house sold in less than 2 months. We divided the value exactly as required. He kept the furniture. I kept my peace. The other woman had moved on with someone else while the process was still ongoing. She did not even wait for it to be finalized. Daniel had given up 11 years for a relationship that was not even there when he arrived. I did not feel satisfaction when I found out. I felt confirmed. That said nothing about me. It said everything about him. My new apartment is small, half the size of the house, and it is the place where I finally sleep through the night. The new job challenges me in ways I had forgotten I was capable of. I started working with a therapist, not because I was broken, but because I deserved to understand myself better. 8 months after everything, I met James, in a bookstore, on a Saturday morning, not looking for anything. We talked for 40 minutes between shelves. He knew nothing about my past, just that I had strong opinions about books. We have been together for 6 months. It is calm, honest, and nothing that needs to be hidden. Daniel tried to reach me one last time 2 months ago. A message from a number I did not recognize. It said, I would lose everything all over again just to have one chance to do it differently. I did not reply. Because some doors, when you close them, you seal them shut. To whoever submitted this story, thank you for trusting us with it. You survived something that would break most people. To everyone watching who recognized something here, you are not weak for having trusted. You are not foolish for having loved. You do not need anyone's permission to rebuild. If any part of this stayed with you, leave a comment below. We are here. See you in the next one.